Hello everybody. I wanted to thank you guys. Since I posted the last two videos, I've gained 3 subscribers so far, which is super cool. I'm really glad to share this information with you guys. I've been on this journey now for a while, as I'd spoken about in my previous videos, and I think that one of the best ways to truly learn something, to truly understand it, is to teach it to others. And I have spent a lot of time feeling ideas in my mind and not attempting to vocalize them. And I think that sharing these ideas with you guys and girls is something that's super important, at least on my path. I I want I want others to feel the happiness that comes from this, and so, I mean, it's not going to come from the first 2 videos. It's probably not going to come from the first 10, but with time and with practice, you can achieve the same. And again, I'm still on my journey. I still have days where I find myself in a negative mind space, but I find that those days happen fewer and far between nowadays than they ever have before. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about your self-talk and how that will affect your goals and the completion of your goals. As I touched a little bit about on the last video, as far as how others can interact with your mind, which diverts you from your goals and your path, you also can do that to yourself by telling yourself, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Any of these excuses that you offer yourself, um, they're very detrimental to you. A couple of the ideas that we did talk about, at least I believe in the first video, which was the cold shower and the brushing the teeth with the opposite hand thing. These are ways to increase your ability to speak positively to yourself, because every single day I take a cold shower, or I end my showers with cold, and when I turn off the heat, I tell myself, I am doing this because I say so. I'm doing this because I'm the one that's in charge. Whether it's uncomfortable or not, I choose what happens, and that carries on throughout my day. Whether I go to the gym in the morning and then I take that cold shower, or I get up in the morning and I take the cold shower, then I go to the gym at night, and then same idea. But it's the completion of those little tasks that I have set for myself that I do not accept an alternative to. Obviously, the gym, certain things can happen. But as far as the cold shower, there is almost nothing that is stopping you from turning that water onto cold for 15-30 seconds before the end of the shower. The only thing stopping you is you. As far as the subconscious goes, a lot of the times, I'll attempt to explain it. So the words that you hear in your head on a normal day-to-day basis, whether, again, it's, you see someone asking for change on the side of the road, and you think to yourself, I should or I shouldn't give it to them, or you hear your alarm clock go off in the morning and you think, I should or I shouldn't press snooze, or that those ideas that you come up with in the beginning, those are your conscious mind. Those are the parts of your body where you are allowing at least in the beginning, you are allowing your basic primal instincts, your need for reproduction, your need for food, your need for shelter, all of these things, you're allowing them to rule what kind of actions you're going to have. Whereas the subconscious, not to say that it doesn't still involve those basic primal needs, but it's going to be speaking truer to what you as a person want. It's not going to be It's not going to be always thinking to itself, just like being hangry, hungry, and you're angry because you're hungry. Um, the subconscious mind isn't going to feel that like the conscious mind will. Inside of yourself, if you can learn to recognize these things, as I spoke about in the last video, where when you get hungry and you get angry, you know that that's what's going on, and the recognition of these things is what's important. Along with this, with the self-talk that you tell yourself every single day, the recognition of these things is the step number one to bettering yourself. There's a basic philosophy called Stoicism, and the idea, at least to myself, what I have seen from it is that it is the Westerners' version of Buddhism. It is very much so, in my opinion, translated in a way that we can apply it to what we have nowadays. The idea is that only your actions and your reactions are something that you can actually control in this world, and nothing more. You cannot control anyone else's actions or reactions. You cannot control anything. You cannot control if you get accepted for your job application. You cannot control if you end up having to work late, right? You cannot control these things. The only thing that you can control in these situations is how you react to them. And then in the same regard, you cannot control how someone's going to react to the way that you choose to go about something. You can only choose your actions to start that interaction. So with that being said, understanding that if your intentions are pure and you put true application into attempting to kindly handle a situation, or with let me think, like if in a situation you find yourself trying your best, and the person that has received that best of you has not responded the way that you want, if you respond back to that person then with annoyance or negativity, you're going to find yourself in a place where you're not getting your desired result. There's certain actions that you can take to get the results that you want, even if you're not getting the immediate reaction that you desired, right? If one job denies you, there's a million more, but you cannot get down on yourself for not getting that first interview. I'm sure we've heard it all the time. You cannot expect to succeed on your first try. The mark of a true adult, of someone who is solid of mind, is to understand that failures are a part of success. With each failure, with each time that you mess something up, you learn from it. Being successful is not about being perfect. It's about learning from each and every single mistake that you make, and allowing it to build you into a stronger person. One idea I wanted to talk about was it's a philosopher. His name was Carl Jung. He talks of the shadow self, and these are parts of yourself that you deny, parts that you push away, parts that you think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't do that, because of this reason, or because this person told me it wasn't good, or because of this prior interaction or situation that has proven to me that it's a negative trait that I have. If you spend your entire life basing yourself off of others, firstly, you will never be yourself. Secondly, you will eventually be someone who you do not recognize. You can never base yourself off of the opinions of someone else. It doesn't matter if it's a loved one or a stranger. You need to be who you want to be. Whether you want to be a horrible person or a great person, it doesn't matter. If you want to be one of those, pursue it. The shadow self is all the parts of yourself that you push down. The greedy part, the dishonest part. To take those traits and to just push them away and to ignore them and act as if they're not there, it creates the shadow self. It is the cycle of the common man. When you learn to accept those things, every single thing about you, every single trait that you have, whether currently a negative trait or a positive trait, you can use every single one of them to your advantage. Every single one. I have never specifically been diagnosed, but to some degree, I believe that I probably have ADHD, and it makes studying extremely difficult. For the longest time, I used that as an excuse. I can't study, I can't do this because, it's just going to be really hard. I'm not going to be able to sit down and actually make myself study. Well, what you learn is that you, much like every other person in this world that you have met, you are a complex living person, right? So you have certain tactics and things that you need to pursue in order to get the maximum output from something. So for myself, I really like lighting a candle. I like when I'm doing something that requires thought, I always light a candle. And as soon as I'm done with that work, I blow out the candle. It's not the idea of the candle gives me special powers or it does this, that, or the other. But I know that when I light that candle, when that candle is burning, when I do the action of lighting the candle, it is time for work. Just as they say, you should not lay in your bed. You should not relax in your bed. If you find yourself with insomnia, you should not relax in your bed, because you're telling your brain this is a place where we both relax and be awake, and also a place where we sleep. As they say, your bed should be for two things. It should be for sleep and for reproduction, or of that sort. To expect yourself not to fall into pitfalls that you have already experienced without properly educating yourself when those problems happen, you're going to find yourself repeating the same mistakes over and over again. It's not the actual definition, but I'm sure we've all heard it before. The definition of insanity is doing something over and over again expecting a different result. A little fun fact, that was actually Albert Einstein, but nonetheless, you cannot try the same thing over and over again. And what we do most times in our life is we do that. We try everything over and over and over and over again. If you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to increase your mental acuity, if you're trying to learn self-control, you have to learn, firstly, that you will fail. And secondly, that if you keep trying the same things over and over again, you're going to get the same exact results. So with each failure, you look at it and you learn at least one piece from it. And with each thing learned, over an undefined amount of time, it might take you 2 months, it might take you 2 weeks, it might take you 2 years, it might take you longer than that, but it's worth the travel. All you have to do is put in the effort. As far as true self-talk goes, what you put up in your mind, your reality is going to be exactly what you tell yourself that it is. If you tell yourself, I'm not capable of this, if you tell yourself, I'm not going to be able to make it to work today, or I'm not going to be able to make it to the gym today, and if you don't try, if you don't just do, then you're giving yourself too much room for failure. You need to learn to be kind to yourself. The people around you, the people who you truly care about, would you be negative to them? Would you treat them negatively in a time of despair for them? If the answer is no, which it should be, you should think to yourself that your body, your mind, that is your closest friend. And if you do not treat that friend with respect and treat that friend with care, and take care of that friend, and spend time taking care of yourself, worrying about your health in a way of like making sure that you're washing your face, making sure that you're going to the gym, making sure that you're going on walks, doing these things that actually have scientific proven fact to increase your happiness, your overall productivity, everything. You cannot be blind to these things. If you find yourself constantly talking down on yourself, this is the reason why. It's because you are choosing to do so. All of these ideas, all of these things I've been talking to you guys about, it's harder done than said. I'm very aware of it. I promise you, I know. But it's like I've said in the last 2 videos, it's a journey. You have to embrace it. It's a path, but I believe in you. I truly do believe in you. I know I was a little bit all over the place in this video today, but that's how it's going so far. So I'm enjoying it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video today. If you have any questions at all, please post them down in the comments, and I will work very hard to find answers if I do not know them, and also to offer my opinions. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time, which should be probably within the next week or so. Have a great day. Bye.